Greetings and welcome to part 2 of my Nurburgring prep videos. I've got a lot to do today, from detailing all the way to some metal work slash fabrication. So without wasting any more time, let's get into it. Alright, the first order of business then, I'm going to go straight in and do some fabrication work to create the adapters so that I can replace these V-band tips with any tips that I desire. And specifically, I'm going to be putting on the titanium tips from Milltek that I got a while ago and I showed you a couple of videos ago. I mean, I do obviously like the Mountune tips still, they're pretty cool. It's just the whole V-band, like no adjustability, no like replaceability thing is kind of annoying. So let's go and get those adapters welded up. So I went ahead and grinded down the welds, and you know, it's like pretty decent. It's maybe not the most pretty thing in the world. I'm not a professional welder at the end of the day, but you know, I have checked, it's like solid. It is going to be functionally bang on, and ultimately we won't see it underneath the car where it is located once it's in place. And you know, I can see, I mean, you probably can't see inside the pipe. I did get good penetration through there, so I'm happy with this, you know, that it's going to be structurally bang on. So now I can go and I can test fit this to see how much I need to cut off of the pipe. Right, so that's the first one test fitted there, and yeah, it looks kind of cool. It's like a sort of like a throwback to the days when, you know, people didn't really care about fancy exhaust tips and it was just an exhaust pipe that you had. So yeah, kind of old school and funny looking, I guess. But yeah, anyway, so what I need to do now is I need to go and grab one of the titanium tips, slide it on and see how far it sticks out, and then we'll know how far I want to push it in and therefore how much I need to cut off. Alrighty, here we go then. Don't need to bother with clamp at this point, so yeah, so that's as far in as the Milltek goes onto the pipe, and you can see that's sticking out quite a lot, as expected, of course. So essentially, I'm probably gonna be going for having the Milltek logo maybe sitting like here or thereabouts, which would mean we need to take that much off approximately. So that's a good few inches. I'll go and measure that up and see, but yeah, a decent bit that needs to be removed. Alright, so I've measured and marked up exactly where I want to cut, so I will just do that. Now I've got it in the vise, so it's being held there. I don't have it in the actual jaws of the vise, I like sort of have it in this like protective thing and then pushed down, so the vise is just kind of like approximately holding it in place, but without squishing it, you know. So to cut it, I'm going to use Dremel cutting disc. So I really like these speed click ones. They're really handy and really good. So yeah, just gonna cut right through that now. Alright, there we are, so that's cut and deburred. So, I mean, it could do with a bit of sanding and stuff, but I can go and retest fit this just to see if I've cut enough off. Alright, so I've got this temporarily on there. Just putting that on there. Yeah, man, that's pretty bang on, I think, where I want that to be, as far as like, you know, how far it's sticking out. And there is, you know, like some adjustability here, so if I wanted it out a bit more, I could pull it out a bit more. So yeah, I mean, right there, that is pretty excellent in my book, because you know, it sticks out a little bit but not too much, which is bang on. So yeah, all I need to do now is I need to go and finish the work on the other adapter, get it cut to the same length. Of course, having that bit that I cut off this one means that I know exactly how much to cut off for that side, and then get everything tightened up and everything will be good. So yeah, I'll go and do all of that now. Okay, there we are then. Both adapters are 100% finished. I have test fitted them and actually got them finally fitted with their proper clamps and everything. So they are in the position that they are going to just be in permanently. So now they are ready to receive the tips. The clamps that I'm going to be using are proper good Milltek ones. Hopefully you can read what it says on the side there. So they are 66.5 mil, just the proper good quality Milltek. Just I figured I'd get those to go along with the Milltek tips. So yeah, we slide one of our Milltek clamps on, slide one of our tips on, get it all lined up and tightened up, and that is it. So let's go. And there we go, the new titanium tips from Milltek with my custom made adapters are all on, all fitted and looking absolutely fantastic. I must say, it looks exactly as I hoped it would. It fits perfectly, everything is just perfectly awesome. You know, just it looks so cool. And of course I can swap these out for any other similarly sized tips. Milltek clamps, of course, fitting absolutely perfectly as well in there. And yeah, I am just super happy with how this has turned out. So yeah, on to the next thing. So I'm going to start off with a bit of detailing here, and I'm going to start with something that's a bit overlooked, which is glass. You know, you can clean your glass pretty good, but quite often you can leave some degree of streakiness, even if you've washed and dried it as well as you would normally do your paint work. But essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a really good turtle wax product, and this is it right here, the Hybrid Solutions Streak-Free Mist Glass Cleaner inside and out, and I am indeed going to use it inside and out. So I'm going to give this windscreen a quick go with this, and then we're going to move to the interior. So it really could not be simpler. Like, you can do a short press and get a little bit of a squirt, or you can do a long press and it just keeps going, which is actually very handy because, you know, you're not going to wear out your fingers like you might normally do with a traditional style pump. So, you know, you can pull, move, and just get I would say a decent amount on the glass, like so. And then very simply, we just grab our nice clean dry microfiber and we just, well, we work the product in, we give it a really good wiping, and eventually it will flash off. So we just essentially keep wiping it around all of the glass surfaces, getting right to the edge, and eventually it will be dry looking. You can perhaps see that it is a bit wet looking still, but it is flashing off, it is drying very quickly as we buff. And just like that, we have beautifully clean, streak-free glass. Absolutely lovely. All right, I am inside the car now, and I wanted to really sort of emphasize the inside glass cleaning because, you know, even if you are the type of person, the type of detailer who does the outside, I think the inside is even more neglected. And I don't know how easy it is to see, but my interior glass is pretty dirty. Big old streak of something there, which is nice. And oh man, the windscreen is really bad. So my car was in a garage for a while and they cleaned the interior, and like, oh man, the interior glass, I mean, that's probably not going to come across on camera. Oh yeah, actually, yeah, you can see it right here. They did something and they left like the most disgusting like mess of crap on the windscreen. On the inside, it's pretty nasty. So I am going to sort that right out using the Hybrid Solutions Streak-Free Mist Glass Cleaner inside and out. Now this is really awesome. If you're into detailing, you're going to be aware that there are lots of glass cleaners on the market. It's nothing new, but this one from Turtle Wax Hybrid Solutions is actually a game changer really for me, because the thing that sets this apart is it's not crammed full of just alcohol as most glass cleaners out there are. The wizards at Turtle Wax Research and Development have created a formula that doesn't require a load of nasty smelling alcohol, so you can use it on the inside and you're not gonna get like gassed out by, you know, alcohol fumes. And the other big benefit of that is alcohol, like high alcohol content cleaners, if you get them on your plastics, in particular your dark color plastics, it can fade them out. It can just make them go all nasty looking. This, because it's not full of the alcohol, will not do that. It's safe on your plastics. It also smells really nice. They describe it as a clean, fresh scent, which, to be fair, is pretty accurate. It's hard to describe really what it smells like, but it is a clean, fresh scent. This spray thing is really good because you don't get a load of overspray, which is really handy, especially if you're working inside, like if you've got, you know, Alcantara like this, or, you know, whatever, and you don't want to get any liquids on there. It sort of keeps it really well contained, so you can spray, wipe, and you don't have to worry about, you know, little particles of it going everywhere. So yeah, let's get rid of all those nasty, well, you can see it on the black roof there across the street. Ugh. All those nasty water spots of whatever that substance is. And it is literally as quick, simple, and easy as that to get perfect results. You can, if you look over, you no longer see those streaky spots on the roof across the street. So I'm going to continue and do all the glass inside the car here. Get rid of that nastiness. Yum, yum, yum. And yeah, that'll be all the glass, nice and prepped, because of course we want to be able to see through the glass as well as we possibly can when we are on track. Okay, before I continue with the cleanup on the interior, there was another piece of prep that I wanted to have a look at, and it's something that I had toyed with the idea of. I wasn't really too sure if I wanted to go ahead and do it, if I wanted to bother doing it or not, but I think I might go for it, and that is removing rear seats for weight saving. Of course, whenever you're going to go on track, you're wanting to have maximum performance, and that means you want to be as light as possible, and the rear seats are dead weight essentially. So I mean, starting off with this side, you know, if you can pop the bench up like this, and you can see it's just on a couple of little hinges, and the hinges are held on by a couple of torque bolts, and they require a T40, so I will take those out now. So yeah, you can see that was like super quick, easy and simple to do, so that means that it won't be any hassle really to put that back in once I come back. So yeah, I'll just do the exact same for the other side of the bench. Okay, for the seat backs then, it's a little bit more complicated than just, you know, a couple of bolt removals, but it's also not super complicated. Essentially, the way that the rear seats work is they have these strange little sort of mechanism things, which are, well, pretty cool, but kind of different as well. So the seat kind of clicks down in, and then this bit of metal like locks them in, and then they can sort of like, you know, pivot around there. So to get them out, we need to essentially move this little like retaining piece of metal back the ways. So I've seen a couple of different people doing this, and they tend to use a screwdriver. So essentially getting like the screwdriver in there, and once we're able to, then we can just like tap the back of the screwdriver with a hammer just to move this piece of metal all the way back. And once it's back far enough, we should sort of like see and feel the seat kind of clicking out of where it is seated. You can see I moved it a bit there. Okay, so I've moved it as far as I can just by hand essentially. So now I'm going to just give it some taps with the hammer. Almost. Just need to give it another couple of wee taps there. Ew. So that's all it's essentially holding it in place. Now there is a little thing that it pivots on the other side in this metal bracket. It just kind of, it's just like a circular thing that goes in. So we essentially just need to pull it out of there. Might need to put the camera down for this part. So you can kind of see like there's this prong thing that's sticking out there, and that is what was going into the side of the seat. So yeah, like I was saying, just lift and sort of give it a little bit of a jiggle and it should slide right off of there. So that is this one done. Now there is an extra little step we need to do for the larger, the 60% side, and I'll get to that right now. Essentially exactly the same process, like we have the exact same little mechanism down here to release it, and it's going into that same metal bracket over there with the metal prong. But the difference over here is that this seat belt buckle right here, this bolt, you need to remove this to release this, because this belt is part of the rear seat upright that connects down to the buckle, which connects to this bracket, which is bolted into the car. So whenever we take this out, this is going to come with it, and if you don't have this unbolted, then you're gonna get stuck. So this requires a T50 Torx. Alright, so once we have that out, this should be free, and we can then just repeat the exact same process on the 60% rear upright, and then that will be entirely out. Well, there we are, job done, and really not too much hassle. Obviously a bit more hassle getting the rear uprights, but you know, all in all, not too bad at all. In terms of weight saving, the benches aren't overly heavy, but the real heavy bits are the rears. They are really rather heavy, so a decent saving of weight there for not really a lot of time and effort, so that's awesome. Alright, at this point I am going to grab the vacuum cleaner, give this a bit of a clean up, and then I will come back to you. Alright, this actually presents an opportunity to test out a couple of brand new Turtle Wax Hybrid Solutions products for this year. Since I am giving a good cleanup to the mats and the other fabric surfaces, in fact all of the surfaces, but in particular these fabric surfaces, these products are perfect to try out. So we have the Hybrid Solutions Fabric Surface Cleaner, and we have the Hybrid Solutions Fabric Protector. So these are really easy to use, as I will demonstrate right now. Obviously you can see the benefits. They come with these little cards, remove dirt, oil, grime, oil staining from interior and exterior fabrics if you've got like a soft top car or whatever. And then this, the protector, which is very exciting. It creates a hydrophobic and stain repelling protection for soft top roofs and interior fabrics. So once we get these coated, they will remain clean and be easier to clean going forward. So first up, the Fabric Surface Cleaner. Okay, this mat I've already given a really good vacuuming with my Dyson, so I've removed any loose dirt and stuff that's on there. So now we're going to spray liberally with the Fabric Surface Cleaner and hopefully see the cation technology working, where it's going to remove the dirt that is within. So I'd call that liberal. We'll leave this for a few seconds to seep in. You can see like the sort of bubbliness sort of popping. I don't know if that comes across on camera, but I can certainly see it with my eyes. Turtle Wax say that you only really need to leave it for a few seconds before moving on to the next step, which is to use a fabric brush. So this is one that I've had for a while. It's just, I mean, I think I got it off Amazon or something, but it's good, you know. So we basically agitate it on the surface. So I'm going one way and then I'm going the other way. Alright, nice. So now what I need to do is grab a damp microfiber and just remove anything that has been lifted off of the surface of the mat. Okay, this is a clean microfiber, also from Turtle Wax, which I have lightly dampened. It's obviously, as you can see, not dripping or anything. So now I'll just buff off and remove anything that has been brought to the surface by that cation technology. There we are then. I would call that minimal effort and looks really nice. It looks really fresh and new almost. Just compare it to the one from the other side, which looks a bit more tired. This is nice and clean and fresh looking. So now what I need to do is I need to wait for a while for this to fully dry out. We can't have it wet for applying the fabric protector. So I will return to you once it is dry. Alright, that's fully dried out, looking awesome. So let's lock that awesome in with our fabric protector with the Flex Coat technology. I've already given it a good shake up. Need to set it, of course, actually to the spray position. So this is even more simple than our cleaner. We don't even need any microfibers or anything. Literally, all we have to do is spray this on, let it dry in, that's it. And then repeat it a couple of times if you want ultimate protection. But literally, it's so simple, so easy. Let's go. Simple as that. So I'll let that dry, probably only take like a few minutes I would guess, but then yeah, I'll come back, I'll do another couple of layers and then that'll be it. Alright, I would say that's ready for another layer of fabric protector. I mean, it's so quick, so simple, so easy. So what I'll do now is I will move this out of the way so that I can continue doing the others. And yeah, I will also, of course, do the fronts as well. And yeah, I'll come back once I have all that done. All right, there we go. That looks absolutely brand new. It's so good and lovely protected. Excellent. Loving the new Turtle Wax Hybrid Solutions products. Now, being in this area, this actually leads me on to the next little bit of prep. The eagle-eyed among you may have noticed this and this. These are not the same bolts that you would normally have. If you can see over there, normally you have a flat black one right there for the seat belt, and you have also a flat black one for the seat frame. And so obviously they are different on this side. So these are harness eye bolts or eye bolt fasteners. So what these are strategically positioned, and there's actually two others as well. There is one right here and one just over here. So essentially what I have done is I have got 4 of these bolts that I have replaced the stock bolts with, and as the name suggests, they are for a harness, a racing harness. So essentially what I'm going to be running whenever I go over to Germany is I am going to be running an up-rated seat belt setup. And because I have strategically done this by replacing the bolt down here and I've still got the stock seatbelt, I will be able to switch in between depending on how I feel and what the requirement of the situation is. What I can do now is I can go and grab the harness. And this is it from Sparco. What this is the 4-point club racer harness from Sparco, FIA approved and all that good stuff. And I got it in blue because, you know, RS has to be blue, right? It consists of 2 lower parts and 2 upper parts. The lower parts are what are going to be those 2 right there, and then the 2 upper parts are going to be the ones that are back here that then go through the 2 harness holes on the Recaro Sportster CS seats. And then they all link up together. So you can see these thinner sections are for the lower parts, the parts that go around the sort of middle of your body. This is where everything connects in together and you've got like this quick release. And then these are the 2 upper parts. You can see all of these use this like sort of hook with it's like a spring-loaded hook, which is designed to then click in really quick and easy, and also to unclick from those harness eye bolts really quick, really easy, really effective. It's literally as simple as lining it up and pushing it on and you're in. And then I've got the other side here, so just like sort of slot that in at the side there initially and click it in. Then I can pull that through once I'm sitting in the seat. So the longer ones I can feed through here and then click them in exactly the same. The other So yeah, that's it. I'll jump into the front now and you can see it there. So here it is, so I'll jump in. Alright, so here we are then, all strapped in, feeling really solid because that's the nature of a racing harness. It's meant to sort of really tightly bolt you to the seat essentially, which is exactly what it does, and also looks really cool. I hope you will agree. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I would drive all the way to Germany and back with this, but on track I think it'll be definitely a good thing to have. But yeah, that's pretty much all of the prep done that I can think of. If you have any suggestions of anything that I've missed or something that I should do, or even stuff that I should look out for and do whenever I'm over in Germany, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. As of filming, I will be heading off in like 2 weeks, I think, just slightly over 2 weeks. So I've got a little bit of time. If you want to throw something down in the comments, I will definitely take any suggestions on board. And yeah, I just need to gather up my stuff, get it packed up, get going, and it's going to be a great time, great trip, I hope, I'm sure. And yeah, I hope you'll be along to watch the videos that I make out there. So make sure you're subscribed for that. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Cheers.